Seboom. Seboom.
Yo! Hi and welcome everybody. We are back again with the Beatbox Talk interview. And this time we have a very, very special guest with the one and only Celiz in the house. Bro, thank you
Yo.
so much for joining. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I can't even. That's how excited I am. I said. um, and Nexar, thank you for having me. It really means a lot. It's really a pleasure.
It's so cool to finally have the time, that we have time to chat. I hear so many beautiful things about you, and I'm super, super hyped. One story, we will get to that in few seconds. Also, everybody here in the chat, welcome. Today you have the chance to ask Chris all questions about the topics of beatboxing, and the first two questions are reserved for me. So the first one is
I'm hosting, so I get to ask the questions.
I'm doing this. So the first one is nice and easy. When did you start to beatbox, and what was the inspiration or the impulse for you to get started?
That is one of my favorite questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been beatboxing since I was 14, so 2014. No, 2004. So that's about 16 years now. Woo!
I know.
That's
I
crazy.
know. So
wait. How long have you been beatboxing now? Next one.
me? Oh man.
Yeah.
I feel like super old. Say I think 18 years, something like that. 19 years. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're like, what's crazy? Whenever I tell people that, and I'm like doing one of my workshops, and some of the kids are like, "Hey, I'm 13." I was like, "Damn, I've been beatboxing longer than you've been alive."
Yeah.
And I remember when older people used to say that, I'm like, "Oh, haha." But now it like that statement makes so much like,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, I have this experience of doing this craft for that long.
It's insane, man. Like, and the thing is,
Crazy.
for us, it feels like 5 years max.
Yeah. 2 seconds, not even. It was just like, oh, this was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's crazy because this is a good segue. I think I remember I was playing this video game called SSX Tricky on the GameCube.
Yes.
In the first stage, it was like 3, 2, 1, and then the music started. This is Razel, and I was like, what is that? I was like, oh, this is so sick. So before Spotify, there was the LimeWire. Some people use FrostWire.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Gave all of my computers the viruses.
Yes,
you know
viruses. These
I
good
was like,
viruses.
remember the blue screen with the white text saying your hard drive was just fried because you downloaded too many movies and music.
and when you was excited, you could download music and listen to it at the same time because the internet finally was fast enough to do that.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god, you just took me back. That's so funny. That's exactly what that was. But I found that the SSX Tricky soundtrack, and that led me to Razel. And then I found what was it? Make Music 2000, which was his first album that came out, that he got nominated, and I think nominated for a Grammy, which was super crazy. I was like, wow, what is all this music? And then the last track was the secret track, 4 Elements, with Kenny Muhammad, Razel with versus the 2 DJs, and then at that point when I listened to it, and I was like, it was like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, whoa! I was like, what is this? This is crazy.
Yes.
And I was like, I have to learn, because I couldn't tell the difference. I was 14. I didn't know what was music and what was a DJ. So I went online. I don't think Google was a thing yet. So I used Yahoo search.
Yes.
I used Yahoo search, and that's when I found humanbeatbox.com. Well, it was humanbeatbox.co.uk.
Oh yeah, the original.
Yeah, the original forum. And then I watched the videos that Gavin Tite was making, and he was like, "Hello everyone, this is a kick drum. Everyone make your face like this." and go. And I was like, oh shit. And then I watched those videos over and over, and then that's how I started to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was watching everybody in Europe, and then I started watching Bilo, put on the champs, and then I was just hooked on it. Well, actually it was first people like Yasun and like
Mm-hmm.
A Plus doing the UK Beatbox Jam, and then they would
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, right. And
Conventions and
then
stuff like that.
conventions. Yeah, and then I saw that Kid Lucky was doing those in New York, and then I remember him when I was 17. He hit me up. He's like, "Yo, bro, you ever want to come rock with Beatbox Entertainment? Let me know." And I was 17, but my mom never let me go anywhere, and I was like,
Oh
"Oh
fuck.
no!" Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit!" But I didn't really meet up with anyone until I think I was like 20, 21. So I was
Oh
beatboxing for
yeah.
like 5, 6 years before I actually met. Oh no, I lied. The very first beatboxer I met was Crusha, who
Okay.
was substituting for Chesney Snow in this ensemble called Stone Forest Ensemble. That's some New York
Okay.
old stuff. And I saw it when I was 17. And
Mm-hmm.
they were opening up for one of my favorite singer-songwriters. He was this Filipino-American guy named
Okay.
Passion. And then
Okay.
Stone Forest Ensemble was opening, and there was a beatboxer, and I was like, wow!
That's
And
sick.
that was my
That's
first time.
sick.
Yeah, I was like, sick, you're a beatboxer. He's like, come to the club, and I was like, I'm 17. I can't. But that was, and then that's how um, I started getting involved with the community. Then Chesney and Archangel, they put on the
Mm-hmm.
first American Beatbox
Yeah.
convention,
I was
and
there at the first American champs.
no
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
Oh no, you saw me beatbox
Yeah.
when I was trash. I was so bad. Oh God, I was so nervous. I was gonna poop my pants the whole time. And
Yeah.
because everybody, what's crazy about that event? Everybody, it wasn't just like meeting my beatbox heroes. It was like Tribe Called Quest was there,
Yeah, it
and
was
like
sick.
EPMD. So it was just like all of these heroes, like old, not even old school, but just like people in the industry who were like the music industry, like yo, like
Mm-hmm.
we created hip hop, and now we're here.
Weren't
And
Swiss Beats there? Some, I think. Weren't like,
oh yeah,
and that's super sick.
wow.
Like a
I was just like,
top-notch
I
producer,
was like,
drummer.
oh
Holy
my
crap.
God. And then I came last place that day.
Oh
I'll always remember it.
no. Oh
Yeah,
really?
no, I remember the seating. I was dead last.
Ah,
Whenever I came in the seating, I was dead last,
ah
always.
man.
And I was like, wow, I suck. My dad, after my dad, I remember my dad after that, he said we were walking back to the train. I was like, and he looks at me. The only thing he said to me that night is like, well, gotta practice.
Gotta practice.
And I was like, shit, it's true. But it was one of the um best experiences, but also it was like
Mm-hmm.
kind of how in my mind, like I remember watching the beatboxers interact,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was like, yo, check out my technique, da da da. Oh, I got the
Yeah.
special sound that I'm gonna use in the battle. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is dumb. Like, why don't we just share, like be cool, like just relax, share your techniques, and like let's just be cool. Which
Yeah.
is like, and then I made it, and then one day, that's when I was like, I want a place one day where everybody can come and just be able to relax, be who they are, and then share their techniques, and we can all just love beatboxing together, which is kind of like
Oh,
what
okay.
the start of, like, in my mind, what like Beatbox House was. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then over the years was just kind of mentored by like Gray Matter and Kid Lucky, and Chesney Snow and like
Wow.
Razel, and because they're in the city, so I
It's
was just learning from the people who were there doing it.
from the legends, from
Yeah,
like the place, the birthplace of beatboxing. That's so crazy,
yeah,
man. That's
yeah.
uh
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I feel like my just because I come from there,
yes.
like I feel like I have a responsibility, like I have a continuation
Oh, okay.
to
The
because like I
pattern.
grew up in, yeah, like it's like I grew up in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Razel grew up in Queens. When I see him, it's like all love, and just the conversations, just how to um what are the next step to progress yourself in the music industry? How do you make your style something that's accessible to everybody? How
Mm-hmm.
do you bring people together? How do you make a hit record? You know, like having those conversations is just like, wow, so crazy.
Yeah.
And just through different parts of how I'm growing in my career, you know. And I still feel like I'm in the beginning, to be very honest.
Oh, that's
100%.
interesting. But it's true because now um when you're getting to the point where you say you have already won titles and competitions, now you're kind of focusing on to be more complete as an artist, producing
Hmm.
songs, maybe reaching out to more people. Do you like
Hmm.
seeking for that kind of success?
Yeah, yeah. I think to do both because I think
Mm-hmm.
it's important that you never forget where you come from, you know. And like I come from like I started
Yeah.
with Homo Forums and then went over the Ventrilo. I remember Darnie's username on MSN and Ventrilo used to be Vash. It was V the number four SH, and he
Oh,
had this
really?
long hair and and I was like, oh my god, look at you doing the crab scratch. And
Yeah, man, Darnie. Damn. Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, uh, so I feel like a lot of the it was so important that um I've just watched so many beatboxers like become
Mm-hmm.
super famous, but then they don't do anything other than like look at how cool what I do is with my fame. What's
Yes.
the point of that if you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to help people? In my
Yes.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so and I'm like, we have a community. Everybody's doing such amazing work. Um, but at some point, I was like, um, you have to have the skill, and then you also have to represent the people of the community the right way, and then you have to represent yourself in a way that's respectable. That's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
What's more important about than just like being really great as a beatboxer, which is super important for your craft, is like how you treat people.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yes.
you know, so I don't ever. I feel like a lot of the work that I've been focused on now
Mm-hmm.
is not just even getting out in front of people and becoming famous, but like I want to work on being a better person. Like
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and because I feel like that's another craft in itself. Like you have to put in work to understand who you are so that in your artistry you know what you want to say. And if you don't know
Yes.
who you are, you can't say things that are true. And if you are not saying true things, people aren't relating to you in a true way. So for me, it's like when Gene and I are making music, or like I'm making music with the Beatbox House now. Everybody's changing and growing because that's what you do as a person. So your
Yes.
music is and the way that you're working on your craft changes too.
Mm-hmm.
So the focus is like how do I become better than I was yesterday and express that
Mm-hmm.
today, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
I see. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I want to become famous. I don't want to be a. Dave Chappelle said this. Is like I hate being a celebrity, but I love being famous.
Yeah.
The difference is being a celebrity is like, oh, this is what you do when you become famous. It's like no, it's the opposite. I want to be like, this is who I am as a person, and you're gonna love me for it, or you don't love me at all, and that's
Yeah.
totally fine. But
Mm-hmm.
I want to work on doing this because I really do feel like with me and then the people that I'm around, we have something really special to share with everybody. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And as you
we
said,
can help.
like creating a like and one side creating a safe space for people to get into beatboxing, but then in the other way pushing the art in a way to maybe reach out to people to get into it and to get comfortable with beatboxing. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think that resembles your character a lot because last week or the week before we had an interview with Ian with Elias, and he
Mm.
told us there was a question: what is one of your most favorite moments in beatboxing that you experienced? And he said he had a one very rough year, and he was really struggling and was fighting mentally. And then he came to GBB, and the first person he saw was you, and you went up to him and you hugged him really long, Like, dude, I feel you. I'm here with you. I'm happy that you're here, and I'm believing in you. And that helped him so much, and gave him the power to, get back on track. And that's a beautiful story. And I think, yeah, the way you're talking, that makes so much sense, because yeah, man, you have so much love to give. That's awesome. And also the people here in the chat, they're also sending already a lot of questions. So we will dive into them, and I will read some of them out loud. And the first one is from DJ Executioner. He's asking, what was the inspiration for your beatbox style?
This is a good. I remember this day very specifically because a lot of my beatboxing up until this very specific day was about just like taking elements from other beatboxers that I know and just like incorporating. Like Reaps is a huge influence on me. Same thing with Razel or this super underground. Well, it wasn't underground. He was like super famous to me on the
Yeah.
forums. Lee J Abu Kayan at the
Lee
time.
J. Do you know that Lee J is the first Austrian beatbox champion? I'm from Austria. Like, I live in Austria, and he.
What? Oh my god!
Yeah.
I always thought that said Australian, but no, it was Austrian.
Austria.
Oh shit! That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
Is it
crazy.
for real?
That's for real. Yeah, he's the first. Yeah, he's the first
Oh
Austrian
shit!
beatbox champion.
Damn. See, because when online I was like looking for other Filipino beatboxers,
Yeah.
and he was just like, "Oh, I'm from the West Coast." Because all my favorite YouTubers were from there, at like the beginning of YouTube. So like,
Yeah.
like Gabe Bondoc, Passion, and DJ was beatboxing with them. So I was like, "Oh, he's a beatboxer and he's on the forums. Oh, he's like my hero." I'd love to meet him one day. But anyway, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Just oh my god, that's hilarious. I forgot where I was going.
Your style.
The style. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I've always been a very emotional person. I'm very sensitive, right? And I've always I've always wanted to be like a singer songwriter. Like I love John Mayer. I love just a lot of old soul records too. Like I love Stevie Wonder. I grew up on like the on the Bee Gees, and also a lot of going even more back like Chet Baker and like Frank Sinatra and stuff. So things that like communicated like a lot of beauty, and like I just love how people could emote. And jazz was a very big influence because I played all the way up until the end of university. That's what I thought I was going to do. But none of that really got incorporated into my beatboxing until I got into a fight with my ex-girlfriend right after we broke up. So I remember this day because I ran into her at like a store in the city, and we got into a fight because we were just moving out of a place, right? And I was just so upset. I was so angry, and I got home, and then Jean was there. I was like, Jean, I need to record this right now because if I don't, I'm gonna lose it, and I think it's something that's really important to me, and I just felt it. Like I had to, whenever I feel something like that, that's when I have to go do it, right? So that song was "Come Back Home, Girl, Come Back Home, 'cause you belong back here with me." Right, those words mean a lot to me because at the time I was like I really missed somebody who was never there, or who was there for so long, and then now they're not there anymore.
Yes.
And then, like, and then posted it, and then I remember Hobbit was the first person to comment on it, and it was like, this is you right here.
This is
your soul. And I was like, wow. So from that point on, I was like, the point of me writing music is to like take my how I'm feeling, and no matter what it is, and share it with people. That's really
Mm-hmm.
what's at the bottom of my beatboxing now. That's kind of where the inspiration kind of like shifted. And I've just been lucky enough to be hanging around with, in my opinion, like the best. Like I had Gene and Neil and Kenny in my house, and Amit and Kayla and Mark and all these
Bloomer.
people, Bloomer,
That's
just
crazy.
around. So at the time it's crazy because I was picking up, everybody was picking up everything from everyone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we
Yeah.
were just, because when you live with each other, that's what
Yeah.
happens. Um, and I was like, I remember because I used to get sad when I was first. I was like, oh man, why am I not as good as Gene or as good as Kenny? And like everybody loves Napalm so much more than me, and like Amit has
But
won
I
all these
can
battles,
roll
and I just,
too.
yeah, I can do it too. No, but just and this is what this is what I mean. Like I had to figure out who I was,
Mm-hmm.
instead of like saying, oh, like I can do these beats better than this person, right? Um, because a lot of beatboxing is based on comparison,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
um, but what I found from being around people like Neil and Gene and Kenny, like the reason they're so successful as beatboxers is because who they are as people is also so we're also different.
Mm-hmm.
We're all different people, and they um own who they are.
Yeah.
It's like they're who they are comes through in their beatboxing. Like Gene makes some of the most beautiful music
Mm-hmm.
I've ever heard in my life,
Yeah.
right? It's like affected me emotionally. Neil has such an energy and focus and drive when he's beatboxing, right?
Yeah.
Kenny has a fire, and I think when he's in the right mind state and like he's in the right environment,
Freestyle.
he's the best in my opinion. Like he truly, like if you catch him when he's like actually when he wants to, he's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
He's like that lazy anime character that's just like in the background, just like it's like, yo, come on, stop fooling around. It's like I don't wanna fight right now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, and then you're like, what the fuck? And then like he's like, okay, 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 and you're like,
Saitama.
oh, exactly, This literally it,
He's
you know.
Saitama.
And the same thing with Amit. Amit's so calm and relaxed, and then when he gets on the stage, he's able to get everybody's
Mm-hmm.
attention and then tell a crazy story, just and not use a lot of sound, and
Mm-hmm.
because that's just who he is as a person, super intense but also relaxed at the same time. So, I'm saying all that because I had to figure out what is it that I want to share with people, and then for me, I realized that it's like I like to bring people together in order to like celebrate things and like laugh, and then also I can't help but be my emotional self. So it's almost like I have to take my heart and just be like, here you go. Like I can't be anybody
Yeah.
uh else, and a lot of what I have to do has to do with love and the
Mm-hmm.
absence of it, and
Mm-hmm.
how do we be better to one another? Because really, I know that sounds cheesy, but it's truly like those are the records. Again, Stevie Wonder, Frank Sinatra, or like, or a lot of old, Marvin Gaye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are things that like, you know, really stick out to me still to this day.
And that's beautiful, man. Like, bless. Like, I'm very happy that you took this path because look where you're now. I think, people are so happy. Um, but diving back to the questions because the people
Oh
like
yeah, shit.
thank
I,
thank
I talk a lot.
thank you all so much in the live chat. You guys are amazing. Um, there's a lot of questions coming, and I haven't read through all of them through. So I would try. Rilana did ask, in what way does beatbox overwhelm you sometimes, to a point where you need a pause from beatbox or maybe teaching, etc.? I've been watching you on Instagram. Yes.
Um, it's a good question. I think it's not so much that beatboxing overwhelms me,
Mm-hmm.
it's that what I'm doing with the beatboxing is overwhelming. So for
Mm-hmm.
example, I was in South Carolina, one of the states here
Mm-hmm.
in the US, and I wrote a tap dance piece with my friend Caleb.
Cool.
Um, and it's me and like seven other tap dancers, and like we have it's one of my favorite things that I've ever done.
Cool.
It's just 30 minutes, and we did six back-to-back shows, sold out theater, you know, outdoor, and there was like standing
Beautiful.
ovation every night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that experience was also, I felt like I was running a marathon every day because you're
Yeah.
on stage 30 minutes, like high energy the entire time, 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
go, bam, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, can I do this? Like, no, and because my thought is like the next level I feel like of beatboxing is, it's kind of what Barry Wom is doing.
Yeah.
They're getting on stage and they're doing arena shows for 20,000, 30,000
It's
people,
crazy.
and it's like, how do you continue to keep that energy up? Wow,
Mm-hmm.
because the thing is, it's I truly believe it's the future of performance, because this is like, not only it's just you, and you're making the music for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to watch somebody, like, to have 20,000 people, that's
Yeah.
what, football stars do. They come and then people are like, yeah, for like 90 minutes,
Yeah.
um and like a lot of the artists that are beatboxing now, like, are at a level where it's like, if I'm gonna perform and make a living out of this, this is kind of the next arena, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So how do I, in my mind, it's like, how do I do 20, or can I do 3 months of a tour and then do four shows a week, 90 minutes at a time? What shape does my body have to be in?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. Like, doing this just even six days in a row,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. My face was tired,
Mm-hmm.
right? My legs were sore because I'm
Yeah.
like jumping up and down. I'm like, everybody, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then people are like, oh my God, I love it. But then they show up again the next day, completely different crowd. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Next day, oh my God. And at the same time, I'm in the mornings, I'm doing my workshop. I'm like, okay, let me see if I could deliver with my teaching, because that's part of
Mm-hmm.
my, like, something that I'm somebody who just wants to like push, because I want to see
Yeah.
what's possible. Because I think that's something with beatboxing that we love.
Yeah.
We love to see what's possible because we don't know. Like, that's why beatboxing is cool. You have no
Yeah.
idea what you can do and what the body can do. So I think when I get overwhelmed, it's because I'm doing too many things
Yes.
with,
Absolutely.
you know. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, even if it's for a day. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to watch Netflix and be a lump,
Yeah, that's
or
good.
just like, yeah, and just sit outside and just like, okay, because you need to take a break from it, just to be. 'Cause then if you have nothing to give when you are giving, then you're not actually helping people,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
And you want to be at 100%. So we will go or first before that also to the story you said with having too many shows. I was in Italy. I lived there for 3 months, and
oh
two
wow.
months of the 3 months I did a show for the Expo for the German pavilion, and we did short shows of 50 minutes, but 16 a day. So I did in a month over 340 shows. And I did this for 2 months. So I did like 700 shows in 2 months.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, and I was exhausted, man. And I felt like my body, and it was crazy. It was really, really insane and very intense. So I really feel you. Like when you said that, I knew exactly what you're talking about. That when you do the same show every day over a
Yes.
certain period, you need to reset. You know,
Yes.
you have to charge up because you're giving the people energy,
Yes.
and sometimes you need your space.
Yes. Exactly. You just said it 100%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
that's exactly where my bringing it back to, like, who do I want to be?
mm-hmm.
Like, what things do I have to do every day to make sure that I set myself up to do that every time? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
You know, that, because like they're like, shit, I can't, like, I tried to drink beer after the first night,
Yeah.
and I did. I drank like one, and I was like, okay. And then
Yeah.
I got really drunk the second day, and
Yeah.
then I was on stage. Like 15 minutes in, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna die. This is the worst decision I've ever made. I don't think I'm gonna make it, but I made it.
Yes.
But like when you're just feeling that
Mm-hmm.
after, because people don't tell you that you're gonna be sweating, and then it's hot outside, and
Yeah.
then you're just like, this beatbox they're used to going on for what, 90 seconds, 3 minutes at a
Yeah.
time, and then
Yeah.
they're done. They leave the stage, and they're like just high battle. But 30 minutes is a long fucking time.
Yes, absolutely,
You know.
absolutely. And Reeps once said, if beatboxers want to move up to be not anymore a side event of
Yes.
event, you need to move up to be a headliner, and then you
Yes.
need to have
Exactly.
30 minutes or 45-minute sets at least.
Yeah. 100%. It's just like if I was going to sell you this iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
like this is a product that's finished. You know what you're gonna get
Yeah.
when it's done. You're like, oh my God, I can text all of my friends. I can FaceTime. It has the three cameras. I got portrait mode. I look super sexy with the portrait mode. You know what I'm saying? So when people are like, oh, when I go to Reeps's page, I know exactly what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Because it's like at the end of the day, like people want to hire you because you know who you are, what you want to present, what do you want to say with your set. Do you want to
Mm-hmm.
be like, no, like with Reeps, he just, yeah, 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 exactly. I was like, ah, and then you're like, oh, you're gonna get this really futuristic
Yeah.
Tokyo goth,
Yeah.
London grime future vibe thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, and that's what I want for my event to feel like. So,
Mm-hmm.
knowing you have to know, and that's why it's important if you know who you are and you know how to present yourself, um, with your internet presence, with the content that you're making, with the way that you're talking to people, with how you interact with your clients, to how you even do your showcases.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get to the next level. Because if you don't know what you want to say, then what are you doing? Like you're wasting your time.
Yes.
And it's part of the journey. Like you have to at some because we all start. We're like, oh, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. And you're like, wow, this is really cool. And then everyone, oh shit, I
Yeah.
just like tried to do like, oh my god. You learn all of the like fast
Yes.
whatever, and you're like, now I can battle. And then I'm in a battle. And you're like, yeah, I could do that. But then you're like, what's the next step after that?
Yeah.
Right? And that's where people stop.
Yes.
You know,
That's where to progress.
yes, exactly, exactly. And excuse me for this. That was so funny. I was just like, like, have you ever done that? You try to do too
Yeah.
many beats at one time, and you're just like, oh my god,
Yes, I
I
feel you
sound
so
dumb.
much. The like it sometimes get me when doing beats too slowly. That's that's the most difficult thing then. Like if I
Oh
would
yeah.
do it in my normal speed, it's good, but doing it slower as I would normally do or
Yeah, yeah,
simpler,
yeah.
it's
Mm.
way more difficult. That why I think teaching people beatboxing is so important because you learn so much as well.
I agree. That's
Mhm.
exactly also why I do it.
Yeah.
Because when you teach, you learn something twice,
Yeah, that's it.
and then you retain the information, and then you can, you know,
Absolutely, absolutely.
use it in your beatboxing too.
Yes. So now we will dive into the React part. So Rilana did hook us up with beatbox videos, and Chris, you were so kind and said like, okay, we will watch the videos together, and it would be really cool if you give afterwards your opinions to the video, and maybe
Mm.
I think that would be the most important thing. Some tips where you think those beatboxers that could help them to improve
Mm.
their beatboxing. So both of those videos are wildcards. As far as I'm seeing, the first one is from Blackjack, and I don't know, Rilana, are the boys and girls, I don't know who it is, so I haven't seen them as well. So it's
Mm.
new for me as well. I think it's Blackjack, sounds like two guys. If they are here in the live chat or not, would be really nice to know, because so we have a direct interaction with the artist as well. So I will switch for the audience to the React side, and for us, I will start a live stream here in Discord. So you can click in our channel. You should see a live stream.
Do I just click that watch stream?
Yes, please. And
Yes.
I think you should be able to hear it. Also, you can, I think, right click it or on the right button and increase the volume if the volume isn't loud enough. So,
okay, got it.
Oh, yes, Black Jack is here. So let's dive into it.
Sick. Let's do it.
Hey yo, what's up everybody? We are Blackjack from Italy and this is our wildcard for the GBB 2021 World League. Killer with the beat, killer with the flow. You don't know this, ready for war. Killer with the beat, killer with the flow. You don't know this, ready for war. Killer with the beat, killer with the flow. You don't know this, ready for war. Killer with the beat, killer with the flow. Blackjack on the road. Jackpot. Check on there. It's over. Yo, check this one. KO.
Whoa.
Damn, that shit was crazy.
Wow. Wow.
Chill. Woo. That was dope. Eee. Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm shocked, man. Like,
Oh my god, I don't know. That was woo. Sheesh. Ay, ay, ay.
oh.
I haven't watched anything like because I'm judging the.
Oh, so you're judging those? Oh man, that's.
Oh yeah, I'm judging all of them, but it's okay because I have
okay.
to sit down and listen to them anyway.
Okay, but is it okay for you then to say something about them? Because
Oh yeah, it's not gonna change their video.
okay,
You know,
okay,
they already submitted the video, so
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it again.
yeah. Wow.
I thought it was great, to be honest. Just how, and I think this is important with tag teams. Like,
Yeah.
you have to find somebody that you can bounce off with, and then because the point is, even though you're two people, you're one unit, and
Yeah.
you're creating the music together.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, you know, with tag teams, it's often that like one beatboxer will be a lot stronger than the other one.
Yeah.
And that usually what happens is sometimes that beatboxer is in the background and the other one who's stronger is up in the front doing doing a lot of the sound. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to a stage show, like you want to see that the person that you're both of the people that you're watching are super strong with, again, who they are, what they're coming to present. And that was super dope.
Wow.
Because yeah, I think what's what was so smart about it is just how you went back and forth. with it. So I think, especially for the 2 minutes, I think that was really smart. What I would be careful of it, if they pass, is
Yeah.
that you giving space with a lot of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your beatboxing is just like 2 minutes of that the entire time, by the time you get to 2 minutes and 20 seconds, or it'll be like, okay, what else do you have to say? Does that make
Yes.
sense? Because the whole thing was like, yeah, okay, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, and then yeah, and you're like, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That
and then
was
after you're done,
funny.
right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, what's the next part of your style? Because if
Mm-hmm.
you come into your first round, what you have to do, if you get past it, is like with your elimination, you have to put some of those elements, but like, what else do you have in your bag? Because if you
Yeah.
bring that same energy, people are like, oh, okay, cool, I saw that,
Yeah, 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 and that's the
right?
thing with such energetic sets. That is so important to dose the set over the event. And there are
Yes.
some beatboxers who are genius at that, like Dilo
Mm-hmm.
or Neil. Neil is not always
Mm-hmm.
going full throttle. Chill,
Yes.
hard, chill. You guys, you know,
Yeah, everyone thinks we're just like super chill when we're beatboxing, but if
you guys are
like,
hitting hard, man. And that's the thing. You chill and then you hit hard, and then you chill and then you hit
yeah,
hard.
you only have to do like you have to serve the music and what the moment is going to be about. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to just you don't have to the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like first of all, an audience isn't going to want to listen to the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Um and if you can pull it back and then you hit again, it makes it even harder
Yeah.
when you level up the techniques. But you know what though? If you can keep bringing new
Yeah.
techniques and leveling it every time, by the time we get to the end of the show, it's like blah, 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 blah. Then like, hey, that shit is crazy. Do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
True.
just from if you can just level yourself up through the show, do it.
Yeah.
I remember, honestly, you know who did that? Neil did that with the
Mm.
2015 American Beatbox Championships. Because I remember because I battled him.
Okay.
I got to the top eight,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize till I watched everything back
Mm-hmm.
until the semifinals. He didn't use any lip rolls. Zero. He
Ooh.
didn't. Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I battled him in the top eight, and I was
Mm.
like, how the fuck? And then he did and then he did villain in the semifinals, and then
Yeah.
Kenny in the finals. But like, it's like, oh shit, he didn't even introduce his yet, And I'm like, wow, so smart. Because
Mm-hmm.
now he was able to level up the energy and then level up the energy again.
Yeah.
That's the idea,
Mm-hmm.
Or you could take, Gene's strategy is like, or when we're battling, we always start with our best round.
Yeah.
Because what happens is if you start with your best round, you can have the momentum to carry. Because once you win that first battle, once you get
Yeah.
into a top eight, you have momentum and you're gonna move
People will
forward
love
from that
you.
point.
You feel confident. Everybody,
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So there are different ways to do it for sure. But I would say for that wild card, if you pass to get to the showcase round, make sure that you have more than the hard energy techniques because they're so good, but they
Yeah.
will lose impact if you don't put space in there.
Yes. Yes. And if they manage to have like beautiful harmonies or create a nice atmosphere and then hit
Yes.
you,
Boom. Exactly.
that wow.
You're like, yeah. And I always remember in 2018 when I didn't this year, like again, so many
Mhm.
lessons. I got a wild card for GBB 2018,
Yes.
right? Solo, which was like super cool. I got on the stage and it was one of my biggest regrets that I didn't practice enough. I just was like, okay, this is my wild card and this is my showcase and I'm just gonna do it exactly the same way.
Yeah.
I didn't pass, right? And I was like, it was sad, obviously, because that's a really prestigious thing that like I
Mm.
could have worked on. And then you do what people don't see online is like afterwards, everybody's talk. You go to the event and then everybody's talking. All the judges are talking
Yes.
to the competitors about what they did good and what they could improve with. And
Mm-hmm.
Alem was like, man, when you're with Gene, you like carry the energy, but then when you're by yourself, you don't you don't even believe in yourself. I was like, what happened? And I was like, I don't know. And then no, but and then
Yeah.
Neil, when I said to him, I was like, so what do you think? Like, well, he's
Mm.
like, dude, like you did exactly what everyone thought you were going to do, which is why you didn't pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I thought about it. And I realized that every single person who got to the next round, again,
Yeah.
was pushing themselves to like get to the next level of their beatboxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their show, their
Mm-hmm.
techniques, how they structure their routines, like
Mm-hmm.
what is the story they're trying to tell. And I didn't do that. That's why I didn't get in,
I
you know?
see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like and at that level that's what matters.
Yeah.
It's like how do you want to tell your story? How hard do you want to not how hard, like how do you want to craft what it is you want to say with your beatboxing?
Mm-hmm.
Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're just gonna go hard and you do that same thing in your wild card when you get on stage, it won't pass.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's something that like is so crazy. Like for example, again, like Gene's Jigsaw. The first time everyone heard it was like, "What the fuck?" and then did it, and it was like, "What the fuck?" Because it was just the first time anyone
Mm.
ever really like did that.
Yeah.
So that's what I would really suggest for, not just that tag team for anybody who's like putting together routines and has so many like strong and hard things. You
Yeah.
have to give it space,
Yes. Yes.
so it can.
Yeah. But as you said, and also shout out to holy crap, I have to remember the name Blackjack. Holy crap.
Blackjack was
Yeah, I have to
sick.
watch that. I have to rewatch that at some point again because that was
Yeah.
intense. Pooh. And now we will move to our next video,
Mm.
which is from Joe Beats. I think I saw Joe Beats already in the chat. So Joe Beats, please let us know. If you're here, I will start a live stream again for you. So
Oh yeah.
and
Let's go.
let's dive directly into this video. Can you see him here?
It's still loading.
Still loading for you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Then let me redo. So can you click it now?
Yes, hold 1 second. Okay. What the hell?
So I haven't pushed play yet, so
Oh, there it is. Yes, I can see it.
I know. That's ice. That's ice. That's ice.
very
Cool.
nice. Thank you very
Nice.
much, Joe Beats. So yeah, let's talk
Yes.
about this video from Joe Beats. I think there's one thing. I'm pretty sure you're going to point it out. So yeah, what do you think about the video of Joe Beats?
Yeah, so I think first of all, quality was really good.
Yeah.
And I like that he was trying to he was stringing together that ooh, right. I don't really use that that ooh, 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 ooh. I don't use that synth sound, so I don't. I've never been able to make it sound good, so I haven't used it. It was cool to see that as like a theme throughout the whole the wild card, right? A couple things that are really important that stick out to me to improve upon this. Also, and then also the stage performance, just like
Yeah.
I am here and I am gonna present my beats. Yeah, and like that's so important when you're even when you're making a video, you have to do that. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't whether it's like you just want to stay calm and then you just want to point right at the camera, but like know how you want to move your body and present yourself with it. I think is super important. So those are all really great strengths. What I think definitely can improve upon for stylistically and then also just fundamentally with beatboxing, like number one, like the fundamentals of how you're not just building the routine, but like also the quality of the sounds.
Yeah.
I think what kind of took away from some of the music was like a lot of the tempo shifts and like because you and the tempo shifts as in like you're doing boom, boom, right? Like if you do a sudden switch like that, remember music is about also movement and the audience who's listening to you. So people moving like this, yeah, 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 yeah. We've all been to drum and bass party, like, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. But see, it's funny because like those movements, like what it looks like when somebody is doing that. So when you're beatboxing, it's something we don't talk about enough, but it's one of the most important things that is when you go to a party like that, or you go to a techno party. And then you're there for 2 hours. Exactly. See, or people are just
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Like
That's you're in the liquid zone, like.
see, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Or if you're at a hip hop. People they're like two-stepping or they're moving their heads like this, right? That's what I think a lot of the best beatboxers have in common. Like they understand how like those experiences are. So that's, I love just listening to like Eon and like Georgie and like Slizzard when they're jamming together because they party together, so they know what that sounds like. So a lot of beatboxers, they start beatboxing and they're listening to videos and they're just doing the things that they hear. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do a drum and bass. This is what drum and bass sounds like. But it's like the next level of that is, have you gone to a drum and bass party, or have you gone to a house party, and do you know how the people and the vibe is of the people moving, and how do you incorporate that in your beatboxing? Because that's gonna change. You wouldn't make a switch like that in the middle of your song because you know that it would fuck up the party.
Yeah.
Imagine. Everyone's like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. You're like, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Somebody switched the lights on in the venue. Oh, fuck.
The lights came on and you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. But it's another way to say like the timing and the transitions between sections.
Yeah.
Like remember, people are listening to your style and they want to see how you move from idea to idea. So you can almost think about it like you're a DJ.
Yes.
Like you're like Lord and City, make some. You're right in the beginning of it, you're about to
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, oh my god. And you're like, yeah! Right? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. See, exactly, right? So it's not so much just about the beatboxing as much as the experience that you're generating with the actual beatboxing that you're making.
Yes.
So, so all of the things like the quality of the sounds, I would suggest, working on just and whoa and all of those sounds and making sure they're clear. And then when you
Yeah.
put them back into the context of your making sure it feels good when you're beatboxing, because it's not just about doing the techniques with just saying drum and bass. You know what I'm saying? Or doing the techniques and saying, oh, this is a hip hop groove. It's like, how do you want to shape each of these sounds to make it feel like a drum and bass party? How do you want to shape your sounds to make it feel like a hip hop party? Because it's about, at the end of the day, like you're gonna share your beatboxing with somebody else. You don't just beatbox in your room alone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we all started, but it's because, and then you start finding other people to share your beatboxing with. And eventually, if you keep doing it, you're going to be around a lot of other people who are watching you beatbox on stage, and you have to move them. You have to move the crowd. You have to move all these hundreds or thousands of people watching you. And like, your job is to keep the party moving. That's the responsibility
absolutely.
of
Yeah.
the person who's beatboxing. So the timing, don't switch ideas too fast. I think you have to let people, sit in your ideas longer. That's what I would say for that video. And then tell more of a story. It's always going to come back to like set up your beats so that, it feels like you're watching something, or you're in the middle of something, or you're like, I always like to think about movies because it's important that you get people's attention.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what sound, you could be like, right? That's already dramatic for no reason. Why is that dramatic? Because I'm making it dramatic. And I could be like, one man this summer. Like, and you're like, oh.
Oh,
And then,
what
fuck
is
that
doing
shit!
this summer?
Right? Exactly.
One man
Right?
this
You just-
summer. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, that'd be the sickest party thing. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, wow, this is crazy. Oh, right?
Yeah.
But that's the point, because it's like, take your time in building each of those ideas, because they don't have to be complicated. They don't have to be complicated, They just have to tell a story. But then all the fundamentals, your timing, your quality of sound, and how also the quality of like your bass sounds, like your whoa and your like all those has to be you work on individually, and then put them back into the beat, and then work on the storytelling. I know that was a lot, but I hope that made sense.
Thank you very much. I think that was very you gave a lot of insight and know-how. So one more time, thank you very much, Blackjack and Joe Beats, for your crazy videos, and thank you, Rilana, for hooking us up with those videos. It was an absolute pleasure. So I'm sorry that we couldn't get through all the questions, but Beatbox Talk, we will have few more Beatbox Talks in future before we go into the summer break, so don't worry, and we will have some dope interviews coming up. So I have 2 more questions, and then I would kindly ask you for a short showcase, if that's fine for you. Awesome.
Sure.
So the first question is from Sonic Asic, and it's a really tricky, tough one. If you have a stage and the whole world is watching the stage and listening, the whole world, and you can decide 3 beatboxers individually to represent beatboxing to show the world, who would those 3 beatboxers be and why?
Oh shit.
One man this summer.
One man this summer. Oh, fuck. I don't know. That's a crazy question.
Yeah.
I man, the whole world is watching, and you want to present people to represent our art.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know. That's a hard question. You could go about this so many different ways. You know, I think Roselle definitely should be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, just for. And what about Dougie? And
Yeah.
then, you know, I want to put Reeps up there, and then also Gene and Neil for just the.
Yeah.
They're just
But
so
you only
many.
can pick 3.
And I know I can only pick 3.
That's fucked up. I know.
See, like, for example, I would put Andreas in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just not even because he is a beatboxer, but the contribution to the culture that he's made is enormous. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. There's so many different ways that you can answer this question.
Yes.
I think it's kind of a. But if the whole world is watching, like,
Yeah.
I guess it's now about who would do the best job of representing beatboxing.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't on this list, because I would put myself on
Yes.
this list.
Because you don't want to miss
Yeah.
out on this opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, if I'm not allowed to be on this list, because
Yeah.
I put myself on this list.
Yeah.
Oh. Why did you ask me this question? We're gonna be sitting here for like hours now.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely put Gene on that list because she kind of started this whole
Yeah.
creative stuff, which is very, very important. Bobby McFerrin, I don't know if you would classify him as a beatboxer, but you know,
I would say why not? You know, what is beatbox, what isn't, so
yeah, shit. You see, this is messed up. You do beatbox groups?
no.
I can't. I don't know, dude. I can't. I feel like it's it really depends on who we're talking about the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay.
You know,
But Gene at
can't-
least.
I mean, for sure, just I don't even know, because then you're like missing out on like, why wouldn't Dougie be on there? Roselle should definitely be, like, I would want to put Kayla on there because how she's championed women.
Yeah.
You know, like, why wouldn't you put Butterscotch on there? Or why,
Yeah.
you know, like, I just feel like it's such a hard. I would have to take some time to truly think about it because I feel like I want to be responsible with my answer, and I don't think I could pick 3.
The next
To
one
be honest.
is similar difficult.
God, why? Oh no! You.
And it's important. It has to be a new one that doesn't exist already. So please tell me your dream beatbox team of 4 beatboxers.
Dream beatbox team of 4 beatboxers.
Or something, you know, some experiment would be exciting, you know, just for, you know,
Oh yeah,
just
yeah,
to
yeah.
see what would happen.
What would happen?
Yeah.
It would be cool to see. Okay. Beastie.
Yeah.
Slizzer.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I'm just going for what would maybe be the Okoda. This team would be cool. I'm telling you, this would be
Wow.
you know who I'd also put in there? I would put in Warlit.
Oh.
I know that like as just like a
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would be such a crazy. Like I think, I know it sounds funny, but like if you think of like all the elements of all those different people in that group
that
in
would be
one,
so cool.
it would be cool, and it would destroy everybody.
Yes.
No, no, it really would. It would just be
Yeah.
like this is the craziest combination
Yeah.
of all the different generations of
Yeah.
beatboxing all in one group, and it would just be fucking insane.
Yes, it would be really, really
Yeah.
insane. That's a very, very nice dream team. Um, that's perfect. That's perfect. So, thank you for the dream team. But now we get to the coolest part. There's only one thing. I think that you have noise cancellation activated
I?
in Discord. Because
no.
every update, for some reason, all this stuff is getting reactivated. So yes.
Let me see. Oh,
Yes,
no
so
wonder.
deactivate all the stuff. There's even more stuff a little bit lower. And and
Oh, see?
yeah, yeah.
Echo cancellation. Do
Oh,
I sound better?
yeah.
Do I sound much better? Oh, see, I was it's so dumb. I should have.
That's awesome. But now for the beatboxing, it's fine, and that's the most important.
Yeah. Do I sound much better?
It sounds super dope. It sounds really
Okay, good.
clean and
Yeah.
direct.
I was like, why isn't it? It should sound good, but it's. I'm dumb. I'm just dumb.
So yes, everybody here, yes, we are super excited. Chris is hitting us up with a showcase. Thank you very much, bro. Let's get it on.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. I really pray. First of all, Nexar, thank you, because this was such a pleasure to do this. I'll just do something really quick. This is one of my favorite covers, and also mishmash of stuff. So I haven't beatboxed all day, so this is my warm up. Everybody's somebody's everything. Nobody's nothing at all. Everybody's somebody's everything. Nobody's nothing at all. Beat, 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 beat. Nobody's nothing at all. Beat, 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 beat. Beat, beat, beat. Beat, beat, beat. Nobody's nothing at all. Beat, beat. Beat, beat. Yeah. Nobody's nothing at all. Beat, 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 beat. Nobody's nothing at all.
Yo. Oh, bro, that's so beautiful, man. I really love that. Wow. So much good energy. Ah. Oh, that was really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. The people, also everybody in the live chat, they really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great time, bro.
Oh, that was great. I could do this all day. This is one of my favorite things to do.
Also, everybody here in the live chat, thank you all so much for joining in. Please stay up to date. Future Beatbox talks will be coming in June. We are having some very fun and crazy beatbox talks coming up. So thank you all for joining in, and most importantly, Chris, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, hopefully,
Thank you for being here. We have to do this again because this was dope.
thank you so much, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody, have a good time. See you.
Bye bye.
Seboom. Seboom.